Well, today I just wanted to talk today about a topic called CAC, or client acquisition cost. It's a mouthful. That's why we use the term CAC. Um, this is important because what this has to do with how much are your clients actually costing you? Like, meaning, like, not costing you to serve them, but how much does it cost to actually gain a brand new client, right? Now, we're not going to talk really about whether it's a referral or whether it's a referral or it's from a lead or a walk-in or someone just from a friend or family. We're not talking about that. We're talking in general how much it costs you to get each client, right? So now this is a general average term, a financial term used for the general cost, the average cost that it costs to acquire a client. So meaning that if you have 10 clients that came in and 3 of them were referrals, we would average out what you paid for those 7, and the 3 referrals, it would be spread amongst everybody, right? So you can divvy it up more and more if you want, like even more deeper, but the idea here is that you're assigning a cost to a new client that walks through the door, signs up, and that helps you relate to how much am I going to make on one hand from the client and how much am I going to spend to acquire that client. Okay. Now this is important. Why? Because if you're going to be going forward and pushing your brand out there, and you're pushing ads, you're pushing content, whether if you're pushing ads, you're pushing time. Like right now, I'm spending time. Time is money. Okay. Time is effort. Time is sweat equity, if you want to call it. And then on the other end, if you're paying for example, if you're paying for, let's say, ads, and you're just setting up the ads, and then you're leaving it, you think, okay, you know what, I'm just paying this amount, how much does it cost? But there's also the time that goes into managing those ads, creating the creative, following up on them. So you got to look at it as in terms of not only the cost, but financially, but also the cost in terms of your effort, right? How much effort have you put in? Okay. Now, we're not going to look at the quality of effort and this and that. We're just going to talk in general about your effort and time. And you want to kind of assign an amount to the effort that you put in. Because if you just say, oh, you know what, I'm working and I'm worth $20 an hour, so and I spent 3 hours on this $60, you don't want to think that way. You want to kind of think a little bit higher, like your time that you put in is worth more, is worth maybe double what you expect, right? Because you're the entrepreneur and you're putting the time and effort, and your time is very important. So when it comes down to, identifying the cost, here's a simple way to look at it. So you look at 1 month, look at a whole month, at the month end, count up all the clients you got, right? How many clients did you achieve? Let's say it's 20. So you get 20 new clients in, let's say, in April, okay? So now you're in the first week of May, you're counting all the clients that you got. You got, let's say, 20 clients, okay? Now, out of those 20 clients, you're going to compare how much did I spend to get those clients, okay? So let's say you spent $1,000 to get those clients, right? So $1,000, now let's break down that $1,000. You probably maybe spent $500 on ads, and maybe 500 was maybe for a part-time staff member to help you out, or maybe your own time. So altogether it's $1,000. You take that $1,000, divide it amongst 20, and you end up with what? A $50 cost per client, right? So you end up with $50 cost per new client. So 1,000 divided by 20 is 50. Now you say, okay, now look, let's say it cost me $50 for the client. Now how much did I make from this client? Okay, so let's say out of those 20 clients, 10% default in their payments. So now you're down to 18. So you also think of that as well, right? You also think that there's going to be a certain percentage that really don't work out, or maybe a couple of them cancel, or whatever it is. But the idea is it's very general. So you look at $50, and you won't think of those other factors until you get to know with time. You won't think of the lifetime value either. So what you'll think of generally is I spent $50 for a client, and I know that I'm going to make, let's say, $50 a month, or I'm going to make a one-time sale of $200. So I know that my $50 was quadrupled, right? So $50 it made me $200, so I made 4 times as much. Okay, so it's worth it. So that's a good client acquisition cost. Okay, now can you make it better? Of course you can make it better. Are you happy with the $50 acquisition cost? I'm sure you probably are. But now you want to look at things like lifetime value. Instead of making $200, maybe I can sell more. Maybe I can have them stay on longer. Maybe have additional services, additional products. And instead of making $200 off them, I make $300. Maybe you can get them to refer someone else. So now instead of $200, you're getting another client. So instead of 20, now you're getting maybe 25 because you're getting more. Now you take that whole number of $1,000 and divide it by 25, and now you're spending, what is it, like $40 approximately, right? So the idea here is that you're going to use this core metric to measure and scale your business. So now when I say measure, it's exactly what I'm saying. You want to determine how much you're spending for each new client and be committed to that month after month, that you know that, what, if my ads are costing me, $200 per client or $400, I'm losing. So there's no point spending on ads. There's no point spending on the staff working on, this organic marketing. It's not working. So you got to go back and reinvent, right? So this is the challenge with businesses. Generally, if you do spend time organically and do a little bit of paid advertising with it, you're usually going to be in the plus. And when you first start, you may have, for example, the first few months, you may not have as much traction. You may not have as much momentum. But if you keep going with it, your CAC or client acquisition cost will slowly come down with time, because you'll start building your brand. You'll start getting more exposure. People will see it and come back to it. People will get to know it, right? You'll impress upon them a little bit more. So the key is to keep it going and to watch this metric. Okay guys, I know it's a short video, but there's not much to really say about client acquisition cost other than you being committed to it. It's very important, okay? Learn more about this, stay committed to it, measure it each week, measure it each month, and just know that this is there, and this will make a big difference in your business, okay guys? Anyways, I wish you all the best. If you have any questions, reach out to us. We're here all the time for you. And yeah, share this with anyone that you think it might benefit, okay? Have a great day, everyone. Take care. Bye.